Hello, day 3, new norms. And I'm going to read the quote again on this one because I like the lighting and I don't want to edit. I just want to cut off piece. So, our deepest fear by Marianne Wilson. Our deepest fear is that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Isn't that powerful? So for you, Mr. Fix It out there, fix you first, right? And then unconsciously, you would be fixing everybody else. I love it. I always hear people say they want to save the world. You want to save the world? Start with saving you first. The more you save you, the more we're one person away from saving the world. So I really love this quote because, right now we're full of uncertainties and we have to create new norms. And like I said earlier, I went to Walmart the other day and I went to different places and the new norms have already begun. I had to wear my gloves and my mask policy, and Walmart was only letting 50 people in at a time. So it's not whether or not you want to do it. It's here. Okay? So let's do new norms. I have my notes as usual, stuff that I was meditating on. Because like everybody else, it comes to a point where you're like, okay, stuff got to get back to moving. Everybody sitting comfortably just waiting on, okay, let's see what's going to happen now. Everybody is looking for a plan B, a next move, a solution, something. And I would go to seminars a lot. And right now, it's like a lot of those things that I heard so, so came alive to me, like having multiple streams of income, like being part of a network marketing company, or learning how to make new income streams and not relying on one thing and having a diversity in your portfolio, investments, stocks, bonds, everything just was flooding my mind. And I was like, where to start? Because I was desperately looking for a new way to create a new norm. And some of us, we are homebound. And so we have to learn how to work from home. So if you're not familiar with the online platform, I could tell you I am not familiar with it. But what I am familiar with is learning. And everybody has the ability to learn. And I love how, those books for dummies, they have online books for dummies. They have Facebook for dummies. They have YouTube for dummies. And what I love about Google now, you could just look up anything and you could find out how to do it. So let's work on creating new norms today. I'm going to get straight to the point. Things that I wrote down, and we'll start from there. Some important things we're going to need to start new norms. And as a psychologist, we study cultures. Every culture has a norm. And you have the individualistic societies, and then you have the collective societies. Just to give you the difference, America is more of the self-made, individual, do-it-yourself society. Then you have other societies like China and different places where it's a family thing, and everybody does things in groups. So it's more of a collective society where they depend on each other and they really do things in honor of the family and stuff like that. And if you pay attention to the society of China, and just to tell you how important what I'm going to say today is, please take notes and grab a pen and a paper. It just hit me. I was watching a documentary about I don't know which part of China it was, but I know for sure it was China, where they were rating individuals, and they had a global system where they measured and merit who has been behaving correctly and who wasn't, who was being productive and who wasn't. That was their new norm. And I believe everybody was depending on this system. And guess what the system was based on? It was based on your credit, how well you paid back your debt, how well you obeyed the laws. And it was a like, how should I say? It was a bunch of different things collectively that they were looking at before they determined who gets to do what. And I was like, boy, if they did that to America, a lot of us wouldn't get to do nothing. And I was like, wow, is it that serious over there? And yes, it was. Everybody had a matrix that they were on, and everything that they did was observed, governed, and assessed by someone apart from them. Thank God we live in a nation of democracy. We get to decide, we the people, thank God. And so we get to choose what we want to do. And so since we have that power, let's take advantage of it. And so the new norms, of course, you're going to have new family norms, you know. A lot of people are doing different things. They're finding out how to move closer to family or how to be around a network or a community of people so that they can keep in touch in case something happens, especially because of what happened right now. People are more depending on each other, so we're no longer individualistic as we were before. This pandemic has crippled us in a way where we're now depending on neighbors, friends, and strangers alike, and the goodness of, you know, the next door neighbor or the other person to see, hey, what's going on. So that's a positive norm. And the not so positive norm is, suppose that we are all going to be connected to AI, Wi-Fi, and then there is a matrix observing us. How are we going to rate and fall into those things? A lot of people have lost loved ones in hospitals, weren't able to go to the funeral of their loved ones. So we're going to have a society of a lot of people who have unprocessed grief. That's going to be a new norm. We're going to have people who are going through culture shock, you know, being home and isolated for too long. It is going to mess with you. Do you know in prison, as a way of punishment, they isolate you. Isolation is never something that is beneficial unless you're an introvert, where being alone energizes you and that comes to you naturally. But even an introvert, and I am one, we have our limits when we do eventually want to go into society and just take a breath of fresh air. So we're also going to have people who depended on their income, and you know, they had this good job, they had their pension, and because of what happened, the pension is no longer available because the job closed down, the restaurant is no longer available. So we have a lot of moving parts and a lot of uncertainties. And like I said, in this pandemic, you're going to decide what you're going to be. You're going to decide if you're going to be somebody who's going to be providing solutions, creating problems, if you're going to be somebody that's going to be entertainment, or you're going to be somebody who's just going to be wondering what's going on. So I have already decided which one I'm going to be. And so that's what I'm working on. So providing solutions. And so as a psychologist, you know, jobs like that is going to be in demand. As we heard even in the daily briefing, you know, with the task force, they were talking about the suicide rate going up. And they also spoke about domestic violence going up. A lot of emotionally unhealthy situations have been birthed because of this pandemic. And another part that most people haven't spoken on is also a lot of people have been drinking more. It also increased people going to the bars. I know they're telling people to stay home, but individuals who were no longer addicted as such because of the pandemic, because of stress and emotional pressures and the confinement, it triggered that part of them. And so now they are going out to bars to drink, looking for a way to escape. You understand me? So those jobs, which is part of my field, I am a psychologist, a counselor, that's going to be available and prevalent. And so we know that's going to be an essential because of this situation. We want to decrease the suicide rates. We want to decrease, we want to give people hope. You know, we want to give them coping skills, mechanisms to actually advance beyond their limitations. And no matter how stressful it is, you want to find that inner solace, that peace in you. And we all work on that. And we have tools available for that if you want to follow later beneath the video and click the links. But another element that we are going to be facing, and I think this is bigger than what I mentioned before, it's going to be the economics. Now, everything has triggers and everything has roots and symptoms. So every stress I just mentioned were symptoms of the root cause. It's because we have to stay home. It's because we're confined. It's because now nobody can go to work. It's because nobody have funds. And we all know everything builds on everything. So what are you doing differently to provide income for your family? Now, two income households have become one. And some households, they no longer have any income. And individuals who are working like me, you work 1 hour a week, and that's really nothing. So we see the difference of how you used to live compared to how you're going to have to live now. Because even though we're going to be released, we're still going to have to learn how to live in this new economy until it actually kicks off. And so some of us are depending on a stimulus check, and some of us aren't going to get one. So you see how the major uncertainties are going around. So what would be the new norm? I will tell you, multiple streams of income is definitely something you want to begin to position yourself for. If that was something you didn't do, if that was something you were passively looking at, I would admonish you, take charge of your finances today and begin to position yourself strategically. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. And it's a skill set everybody has. Like I said, my background is sales. So I know everybody knows how to sell. Everybody is selling themselves. Either you're selling yourself to get a job, to get customers, to make new friends, to get in a new relationship, to position yourself for the next level. Everyone is constantly selling themselves. And it's all about finding the right audience, the right niche for you, the right positioning for you, and just assimilating and getting in. So I just realized something that I wrote a few months back that I observed on any job you go to. People buy or people listen to someone they know, like, and trust. It has nothing to do with your title. It has nothing to do with how many people you know or who you know. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. And you can break this down in just many ways. You can take a year to know somebody, or you can take 15 minutes to just know a few things about them, to know them enough to actually form a friendship. And depending on how far you want to go with that relationship, you build as you go. But let me just tell you this. How does somebody get to know you? They get to know you through exposure, visibility, talking about who you are and what you do. So for me, I am Brigitte K. Belizaire. You know me, you follow my page. But because of the new norms, now I'm moving from not just being a counselor or somebody with a 9-to-5 job. I'm now entering into the network marketing business more strongly than I ever did before. And I'm going into the area of financial education, because I know if we position ourselves correctly financially, we can actually stand in the midst of this uncertain economic crash that is pending. And so those who position themselves ahead of the storm always survive the storm. Know that. And so how does people know you? They know you by what you say. They know you by what you do. They know you by what you represent, what you stand for, and by who you associate. They know you by what you offer. They know you by your smile. They know you by your personality, and they know you from observation and spending time with you. How do people like you? People like to laugh. Are you funny, fun to be around? People like information. Are you providing solutions, help, and hope? People like to be encouraged. Are you kind? Are you nice? Are you sharing something positive? People like help. Are you providing help, solution? People like to be served. Are you serving with the spirit of excellence? That's how you build like. Even the Bible says, to win friends, you have to show yourself friendly. You want to be kind. You want to be generous. You want to be open right now. So that's a new norm. So I gave you 2 points just now for a new norm. Be known. Find new people. Build friendship. Get out there. Position yourself wisely. And then number 2, be likable. Don't be a people pleaser, but also be emotionally intelligent. Be competent. Competency is anticipating a need and meeting it. Show yourself valuable. Whenever you create yourself to be of value in a company, in a place, in a family, you would be the last person they fire. You would be the last person they get rid of. And if you are in a position where they did get rid of you because you know your value, you can get another job real easy. You could find something to do. What I love love about these times is, and I love this quote, it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. I got that from Tony Robbins. That means look around you and find somewhere to add value, whether it's going to be somebody's paying you for it or you're doing it for free, but always add value no matter what you gain out of it, because that's a weapon of power and positioning. And the last one is people buy or people associate with people they trust. Trust is not something given, it is something earned. Are you trustworthy? Are you part of a company that has shown that they have been around consistently doing great things? Are you part of a program or relationships that have endured the test of time? Are you part of a friendship that is lasting? Do you have evidence that you do what you say? Are you consistent? Not perfect, but consistent. If we follow your track record, what would we find? Would we find a trail of dead man's bones, or would we find a trail of success? And if in the past you did have a trail, today is not the day to say forget it. Today is a day where you can begin again and create a new trail. That's what New Norms is. It gives us the ability to innovate, strategize, and be creative. Now, what I did unique, and I like to give tips, I always tell you what I'm doing, and you are free to do what you need to do in your company to be best. Like I said in the story before, Blockbuster made fun of Netflix and they are extinct. But Facebook bought Instagram. Now they are both two dominating powers online. If you're a company, if I were you, I would not be trying to mock or outbid the company that's coming. I wouldn't be competing in this hour. Partnership, mergers is what is key in this hour. So from solopreneur to partnerships, find somebody else that is doing something great. Don't go it alone. Partner with them, because that's going to be a key asset for you to survive in this new innovative 2020 AI era. And the reason why I brought it up is because when I did research and I was studying other companies, and From Good to Great, that's an awesome book. A lot of you are good right now, and this economic crash did not take you out. But let's be great. That means, how do we strategize to become better? What other company can we bring in and partner with to find new ways of leveraging our talents, our abilities, and our skill sets and our mindsets to make sure as humans we come out successful after this pandemic? Because it could have wiped us out. You know what I mean? Thank God it didn't. But now that we're coming back and we're emerging, what should we be doing? So just to give you an example, that what I did, see, I'm a coach naturally. So I coach people. I do free consultations. I do lives, but then I also have events. I have paid events and then I have free events. And so what I do is, it's a lot of women. We come together, we strategize, we talk about the body, mind, soul, and spirit. Everything you need to know from taking your life and your income to the next level. We build confidence and we build people. And the forum that I do this on is called Women of Passion and Power. And so our motto is we believe in building better people, stronger teams, and bigger business. And it's everything you need right now. But what I did differently this time is, instead of just presenting my workshop or my services, I partnered with a network marketing company that carries the same beliefs that I have. Now, how do you pick a good company to partner? You want to read their track records. And when I read what this company stood for, what they do, they exemplified integrity, longevity, and legacy. Everything that I and my independent brand stood for, they stood for as well. And so I was like, okay, this is a perfect company. I was playing around, but I was like, no, I ain't gonna play around no more, because right now it is needed. And at first I was one of those people, you know what, I have a degree, I'm okay, I can get any job I want, anytime I want, I'm good. But now, because of the times, even though we can work, the timing is limited, I had to do what? Use my mindset and partner. Because again, non-essentials, average Joes, right now we're looking for things to do. And it's a low cost to get in, and it's a big payoff if you put the work in. And I thought that that was a good tool for me. Again, links will be below if you want to know what it is, or you can follow my Facebook page and you decide for yourself if you want to join. Again, on this page, I'm not telling you what to do. do. And I'm not selling nothing. This is just tips of what I'm doing behind the scenes. And if you are interested in doing something different with your life, if you are wise, the sons of Issachar, they discern the seasons and the times. We are discerning that there is a pending economic crisis coming and the stimulus checks ain't gonna cut it. You want to position yourselves accordingly. Another thing I want to say, you want to get out anything that is no longer needed. If it's not serving you right now, if it's not covering a bill, if it's not making money right now, you want to eliminate that. You want to shorten down courses so that you can survive this time until we bounce back strong, because right now we're still a little bit weakened. And I could assure you, I went out and I went to the park. There was a lot of people playing and having fun as if nothing's going on. And I think that concerned me the most. I am very optimistic and positive, and I believe in having a good time, dancing and having fun. But I do believe there is a thin line between faith and foolishness. And if you right now are not positioning yourselves to be at the beginning or at the advantage by the end of this storm, you're going to be wanting. And the reason why I said that is, when 2008 happened, I think I just recently was coming back from the Bahamas to live here, and everything was super expensive around that time. And for those who had a lot of money, it affected them greatly. But for those who didn't have a lot of money, it didn't really affect you. So I wanted to tell you right now, if you don't have a lot of money, this is your best time to start building money and get in position. And if you have a lot of money, this is the best time to begin to hunker down and begin to strategize how you're going to keep more money than you're putting out. And if you're in the middle, you're the middleman like me, we're the middle class, we're in between, this is the perfect time for you to start thinking of multiple streams of income. Turn your family and your household into a business team today. I told you I'm from the Bahamas, and what we do is we would sell like cup and baggie and stuff from the house. It's like everybody had a mind to find a way to sell to the community to make money. And that's what I love about island people. They just have this mind, I gotta come and make something happen. That's a mindset from a culture that is also a collective where they believe in family. But this is the time to begin to strategize. It's going to be those who have been positioning themselves wisely to be a help in some type of way that are going to come out of this strong. So this could be a pandemic, boo woo, woe is me moment. Or this could be a wow, I can become valuable in this moment. Like I said at the last video, a lot of people are going to need people to watch their kids. If you're going to be a nanny, this is the perfect time. A lot of people are going to need different things. They're going to need financial education. They're going to want to know how to secure their funds. They're going to want to know how to repair their credit, because right now they have maxed out their credits because they're unable to go to work. So this would be a perfect time to join a network marketing company that offers that, or offer any type of anything right now, because it's a way of making more money come into your household. So at first I was kind of play with it, and I'm gonna be honest, but this pandemic woke me up. So now I'm strategizing, not just building my brand, but also partnering to build another company as well. Now I said a mouthful, and I didn't do a lot of motivations and rah-rah, because I'm telling you about creating new norms. And the reason why new norms is so powerful is because when you come out here, the mindset that you used to survive is now obsolete, meaning it is no longer required and it is no longer needed. Like a lot of jobs, when you come out of here, Uber has bought out the tax company. So a lot of taxi cab companies have become obsolete. They've become one. They are merging. You remember what I said in the beginning? Watch what big companies are doing and emulate. Even though you are a small company, you could be a small company with a big mindset, with a major goal in mind. So start where you are. Don't despise small beginning, but position yourself accordingly. That's why I call this strategies. Strategies for the little average Joes, the mom and pop stores. You know what? Right now your store ain't working. How about a new referral program? Begin to partner with the other stores around you. You already have a clientele. How about introducing your old clientele into a new product from a different market and see if you can serve them at another level of excellence? That's what you call a strategist, somebody who's not looking just to survive but thrive in the midst of what's going on. So I said a lot today. I won't go into deeper details, but I do offer intensive coachings. I do career coaching if you're looking to change your career. If you need to change your career right now, I do have coaching programs that I do intensive sessions for an hour. You don't have to work with me no longer than that if you don't want to. But I also have other sessions that I'm going to be offering starting the midway into this month. You're going to check the links below for it. And it's also going to talk about creating new streams, how to diversify your company. And then lastly, I am going to talk about financial education, how to build credit and position yourselves for what's to come. And I'm not talking because I'm a financial expert. Like I said, I am the average Joe out here, middle class like you. I do have a degree in psychology. And what we do is we study norms, patterns, and changes. And that's what I'm working on. Just remember this, and I'm done today. Baby steps leads to giant leaps. And you will light up in a unique way when you discover who you are and why you are who you are. Don't forget, if you like what you heard and you're like, Bridget, I get it. I love your zhuzh. You bringing all the good stuff, the yummies. You making me think. Hit subscribe, like, share, post on Facebook. Do what you got to do. Get your family informed. And I will see you guys at the top of this market crash. Love you. Be blessed. Bye-bye.